You can't control what's outside your home, but you can control what comes in. Because Clorox disinfecting wipes kill 99.9% of viruses and bacteria, including COVID-19 virus, when used as directed on hard, non-porous surfaces. So whether it's from dirty doorknobs, dirty shoes, or something else, outside germs won't stand a chance. When it counts, trust Clorox. Kill Pseudomonas, Salmonella, and influenza virus type A2. Kill SARS-CoV-2 on hard, non-porous surfaces. Use as directed.
Hi, and welcome to the Transitional Changes Mission podcast show. This is your host, Queen Summers.
And your host, King Summers.
And tonight is Sunday, December 20th. And we thank you all for tuning in and listening to us. If this is your first time visiting, we would like to thank you for tuning in tonight. And we also like to send a very big shout out of love to my home city, Charlotte, North Carolina. When I say you guys really come through listening, I appreciate and love the love that you have shown to Transitional Changes Mission podcast show.
Yes, we sure appreciate that. Thank you.
Without further ado, tonight, we're going to be talking about the holidays once again. And also, we won't be talking about quizzes tonight. I think the king is tired now. Sadness, anger, frustration, dependency, anguish, disappointment, envy, hurt. These emotions are part and parcel of the human experience. Unfortunately, though, we live in a culture that often does positivity to excess and suffer from the phenomena coined toxic positivity. So if you've been feeling bad about feeling bad, give yourself permission not to feel like you're on top of the world all day, every day. You can still be a positive person and be having a tough time.
Yes, my people. And don't forget what Christmas is about. It's not about the materialistic things that you receive or what you give out. It's about being together.
That's right. All emotions are legitimate and need to be validated. Denying, minimalizing, and masking the difficult emotions that naturally rise up when we are facing challenges doesn't make them go away. It just makes them bury deeper until they eventually get expressed in unhealthy and destructive ways.
Yes, and I think that is what is playing a part of what's making the pandemic worsen. And I think that distraction is with the holidays in the mix. Mm-hmm. You worried about all the fear that's coming out of the media or in your community or what you see.
Right. And negative emotions are necessary for us to flourish. So don't beat yourself up for not feeling upbeat, and don't pretend to be on top of things when you're feeling weighed down. After all, pretending to be strong is still pretending. So whether you're feeling sad, angry, disappointed, or just super despondent about your future, extend compassion towards yourself and give those emotions the space that they need. Honor their validity. Just don't get stuck in them. The emotions that you don't own will own you.
Yes, my people. And don't forget to be compassionate to others. Mm-hmm. With 80 million people predicted to travel this holiday of Christmas, please be safe. Yeah. Have consideration for your next person. In fact, don't travel. Travel through the internet.
Stay safe.
We have learned and gathered data about what Thanksgiving might have had contributed to the widespread of the pandemic and made things worse to today. So with Christmas right around the corner and they saying that 80 million people are preparing to travel, that is kind of being hard-headed, but if you must do, please have consideration for the next person. If you're getting on a plane, if you're in a grocery store shopping, doing last-minute shopping or whatever, please wear all protective PPE equipment.
That's right. And make sure you tune in to our podcast show. It starts on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. and also Sunday nights at 6 p.m. We can't connect the dots moving forward. We can only connect them looking backward. So keep faith that as messy as things may be right now, in the longer arch of time, the dots will connect. Having faith that some higher order is at work doesn't remove your challenges, but it transforms your relationship to them. Daring to have faith that everything will ultimately work out for your highest good will expand your bandwidth for seeing the good and making the best of even your greatest challenges. On the flip side, operating from fear will just shrink it.
And also, operating from fear breaks down your immune system. A lot of things is catered to the energy input and the energy output. If you are able to learn how to meditate and control this with your emotions, your external energy will feed out positive energy. That energy will be a force field against any negative energy that is around. But when you let a weakness of looking at the media or talking on the phone with somebody that's having negative emotions at that time, and you drop your guard and allow that energy to get into your internal organs and system, therefore that breaks your immune system down.
Right.
So what I promote is this: listen to some quiet music. If you know of all this negative energy, take a break from it and turn on Transitional Changes Mission Podcast Show. We got all our shows listed on Speaker.com, and if you go to Speaker.com and download the app in your app store, you can carry it around anywhere and listen to our show live.
We are also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're everywhere. We all have our ideas of how things should be. So when our plans derail and the reality we find ourselves in is a far cry from the one we work for, it's easy to get into a wrestling match with life. But the biggest thing that messes us up is not the external conditions of our lives. It's the picture in our heads about how we think those conditions should be. When you let go and accept your reality for all that it is, you reclaim energy lost to the battle against what it isn't.
And if nobody have not told you, Transitional Changes Mission will. It is not your fault or our fault of this pandemic. Let me say that again. It is not nobody's fault of this pandemic, as we know of as now. But one thing that we do know for a fact, that it is having a cause to allow us to embrace change. Once you embrace that change, therefore on all the other episodes that I have spoke upon, you will learn how to embrace moving forward and seeing things that could possibly be a way for you or help you embrace the change that's in front of you. With that said, know that it is 4 days to Christmas Eve and 5 days to Christmas.
Yes. Are you ready for Christmas, King? Finally.
Yes. I'm ready for it. And getting ready for it to be New Year's 2021.
That's right.
And it's not that I'm so anxious to get over year 2020.
Mm-hmm.
It's for me to embrace 2020 and always keep it in my mind to reflect back at it for the rest of my life. And I'm pretty sure 90% of everybody else's life will always remember 2020.
That's right. And you've overcome tough times before. You will again. Sure, they are not like the one you've dealt with now, but you have a 100% success rate at overcoming difficult situations. And if you think back to them, you'll recall that at the time you worried, you might now have what it would take only to discover that you did. Well, that same tendency to underestimate your resiliency is still wired into you. So just remember, you are capable of difficult things. You've risen above them before. You will win again. People are generally pretty lousy at forecasting their feelings when they're in the middle of a tough situation. We get it. We understand. In fact, in the midst of a crisis, we tend to think we will always feel the way we do now. Not true. It's not that things don't hurt. It's that they don't hurt quite as long or as much as we think they're going to. So no matter how bad you feel right now or how good you feel right now, know that you will not always feel this way forever. Hope is a risk that must be ran.
That's my people, yes. That is so true. And hope is faith, and faith is you. Embrace that and share that.
That's
also
right.
share us along with that.
Yes, and a lot of people, we've been looking at the news, and I know this is a holiday topic, but I just wanted to say to all those people out there worried about how they're going to pay their rent or what's going to happen. We was looking at the news and they said, what, King, is the housing been extended?
Yes, housing preventable eviction has been extended to January 31st, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so you are bigger than your problems. As difficult as your circumstances may be, don't let them define you or become your identity. You are not your adversaries, your job status or bank statement, or the messy divorce, nor anything that has ever happened to you. Anything. Who you are is far beyond any external measure, situation, or experience. So avoid putting a label on yourself that hems you in or casting yourself as a victim of life. We determine ourselves by the meanings we ascribe to situations. It's not your adversaries that shape who you are, but who you are in the face of your adversaries. Don't let your problems be your identity.
And yes, here at Transition to Change's mission, if we get one person to change their energy to positive and share that to the next person, we are happy. Because what Queen Summers is stating is, in the time of human history, ancient history, all the way back to the beginning, for the days that has been set as a holidays, especially in the modern time, throughout all the adversaries of destruction, pandemics, you notice that Christmas has not changed its date during those times.
Not once.
Even during wartime. With that said, that means that the holidays of the spirit of it is still in the atmosphere. And if you are able to grasp that, here with us, sharing that spiritual love of Christmas, and that's why we made a decision to talk about holidays to inspire and embrace the spirit of happiness of Christmas and New Year's. All the other holidays that's in front of us. Because every day is a holiday as long as you're above ground. And so share that, embrace your life, because life is the greatest gift that we got. And therefore, the Creator has gave you life every day that you wake up. And I ask that we thank the Creator for that. And I also ask, as we walk this plane, we be safe during our times of need or time of trouble. And they are asking for us to not travel. They're asking for us to
wear masks
and be safe. So we embrace that and is sharing that to remind people, do those things and see what the outcome can be. From what they are showing us, there is another outcome that we are trying to avoid. So I think with the scientists and what's in front of us about this pandemic, I know that this is not the end. This is only the beginning. Listen to me carefully. This is only the beginning of change of our lives on this planet as humans. As generations shall move on, make videos this Christmas. Sit around and have different activities that you can do creative with your 1-year-old, with your 10-year-old, with your 15-year-old. One day they will be 55, 45, 70, and they will have grandkids or not. But they will also have neighbors. And with a camera or any devices that can record, they can always look back at year 2020 and see what grandma and granddaddy did to make us happy. And they can share that tradition to whoever they would like.
That's right. And also, these Christmas games that we'll be talking about are perfect for any holiday party. It's an easy Christmas party games you can play with things you'll likely find around your house and that everyone will love. No need to play them all at once. We got time. Pick a few of these Christmas games for kids and a few Christmas games for adults, and you're all set for one festive holiday party all week long. And the first game is called Marshmallow Munch. The supplies that you'll need for this game: mini marshmallows, hot chocolate, and small cups. And I think if I'm not mistaken, King, there's a box that you can buy with the hot cocoa and the marshmallows that go with it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how to play this game: you eat an entire bowl of mini marshmallows and drink a cup of hot chocolate in a minute, or race who can be first.
Wow. That's good.
Right.
The games